Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. So, let's see what is the biggest change that is coming up. We do have an eclipse on May 5th, and this is going to be an eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. So, if you don't want to hear my take on it, and you just want to fast forward to your selected option, you guys already know those are always in the description box below, the timestamps, how to book a reading, how to get a Reiki session with me, or anything that I have going on. You can find it in the description box below. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Remember that these are general readings, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Something doesn't fit, just let it go. That's okay. Not everything is going to fit, or not the whole reading will resonate. It can just be a phrase, it can just be a word of encouragement that you might need at this time. But I will see you in your selected pile if you are choosing to opt out of the intro. So those of you who are staying in the intro, I'm shuffling a deck behind the scenes right now just because I will be pulling here. But I did want to talk a little bit about the eclipse that is happening on May 5th. Depending where you are in the world, I always say that, right? This is going to be in the sign of Scorpio. This is a full moon eclipse. And so expect a lot of changes. Expect a lot of changes. Expect a lot of transformation. You know, it has the influence of Pluto with the Scorpio sign and Mars as well. So this can feel a little bit of a forceful change for many of us. It can also be big cycles closing out. And to know a little bit more about how this will play out in your own personal life, I always encourage you guys to go and look at your birth chart. And there are free calculators online. I can't think of any at the top of my head, you guys, but I like to use this app on my phone. This is not sponsored or anything, okay? It's just my personal app that I use, and it's called Astrofuture, and that's the app that I use. So if you want to do that, it's free. It's free, and you can kind of see, and you can switch it to either sidereal or Western placements, or you can change your type of chart to see, where is Scorpio in your chart. So you can see where is this happening. If you're following Vedic astrology, then it's in the sign of Libra. So you might want to look at where Libra is at in your chart. So for example, for me, if you're a Leo rising, then, Scorpio is going to be your fourth house. Scorpio is going to be your fourth house. If you're a Scorpio rising, that's going to be your first house. So expect big, massive changes in your first house or in your fourth house if you're a Leo rising. Also, let's say you're a Cancer rising and you're following Vedic, again, that's your fourth house. For some of you, if you have Scorpio in the 10th, if that is your MC, then there will be big changes in your reputation and how people see you, in your career, maybe with father as well, right? We're looking at Saturn there. We're looking at the 10th house energy. If you're looking at the fourth house, then we're talking about mother. There might be a significant change in mother. So for example, for me, my mother is getting married tomorrow. So that right there, it's a big change, right? So, that's just an example of how it can play out. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be other things that happen as well. So that does create change in the home environment, which again, the eclipse is happening in the fourth house. So if it's in the 7th house, it's in regards to maybe contract or with other people, right? If it's in the 12th house, then this is like a big spiritual transformation that you're having, breaking free, maybe from things that were restricting you, maybe from this lifetime or other lifetimes, like really looking at your behavior and how has that been playing out subtly in your connections in your day-to-day, and becoming aware of them. It can also be unexpected travel as well with the 12th house. Let's see, I'm trying to kind of think. Here in the 3rd house, then, we're talking about how you connect with your neighbors, with your siblings as well. We're talking about maybe if you have any platform like YouTube, podcasting, all of that is seen in the 3rd house. If it's in the 9th house and we're talking about your spiritual beliefs, we're talking about your higher education. There might be a big shift there. If it's in the 5th house and it's in regards to your passion, it's in regards to your children, It's in regards to your creativity. Sixth house, it can be in regards to your work, your 9 to 5. It can be in regards to your business. It can be in regards to your health as well. So be very careful with that, with your routines. Something might come up that we got to look at, that all of a sudden now I have to change my diet, or now I have to implement a new exercise routine, something like this. If it's your 8th house, and it's other people's money. But the 8th house does talk about death and rebirth. The 11th house is your dreams, your goals, your network circles as well. I think I went over all of them. Yeah, I think I did. So expect big, big changes. And to kind of get insight about what this is, stick around and I will see you in your selected pile. Thank you so much. Bye. Hi, pile number 1. I forgot to talk about the eclipse in the 2nd house. That is the way you value things. I remembered after I stopped recording. So if you're having the eclipse in your 2nd house, you're talking about your investments. You're talking about, which can also be 8th house energy, but it's also talking about your money, where your money comes from. That might be changing how we move our money, sense of worth, what we find value in. So that is just because I forgot the 2nd house. But let's see what this eclipse is bringing in. Again, I hope that everybody is doing well. I hope that everyone is having a beautiful day, night, or whenever you are coming across this video. So let's have a look here. Sorry, that's my chair moving. Let's see. Ooh, King of Coins. Okay. What's the next big change? The Lovers. For some of you, there is more stability in a connection. There's more stability in a connection. This could be with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. But this also can indicate to me that there is change as well, or big decisions happening around A, a connection, and B, around a business, or how you manage your money. Interesting. Or how you move your money. And the reason why I'm saying interesting is because the 2nd house was the one that I left out in the intro. And I'm like, I got to bring it up for pile 1. So I feel like for you guys, there's going to be big changes in your finances that will lead towards stability. But with the King of Pentacles, I will say here, I don't know if someone has a turtle tattoo. I am seeing that here. Very significant. Someone might be a big fan of Beauty and the Beast. I'm also getting this energy here of slow and steady changes are the best during this eclipse time, especially when it comes to finances and resources. I do see that some of you will be stepping into happy accidents is the word that I'm being told. And this is because there is all of a sudden now I have this resource. All of a sudden, this person is investing, or all of a sudden, I'm investing in something else and it works out for me. But again, slow and steady changes are the best here, pile number 1. But like I said, there's more stability here. You might be investing in a business. You might be working with a partner, or just with other people that are very close to you. You might be calling in your tribe as well with this Lovers card, but big decisions will be made in regards to your money, your stability, your resources, your finances. I'm seeing new bank accounts being open. I am seeing as well new credit lines of credit being established. I am seeing someone also buying their first home, buying a new car. I am seeing as well someone starting their own business, or finally taking that leap of faith. I feel like because for some of you, you've already had it. This has been something. Okay, I'm also seeing here, sorry, it's because I'm channeling so fast. I'm also getting here there is this, you've been looking at something. There's something here that has been a long time coming with the turtle energy here that I'm seeing in the cards. It's this energy of I've been thinking about this for a long time and it's finally coming together. This eclipse is giving you that push. So far these cards are looking really, really good. And also know that whatever it is that you plan during this eclipse, if it's from the heart and it's something that is in alignment with you, I feel like by nurturing, being patient with it, just like a plant, just like a turtle, just like a tree, it will take time to grow, but it will be very fruitful. So don't rush through whatever this is. Look at that, the Fool. Yeah, okay, 2 messages with this. Let's not be acting like a fool. Let's not be taking foolish or making foolish decisions, okay? If you need advice, go to a professional. Go to someone who has done it before. Don't be asking advice from someone who has never done whatever it is that you want to do, first of all. Second of all, the Fool does indicate a new beginning. Like I said, I do see a new beginning here with money. There's something with money, something tangible here with that Fool energy. So we have here privacy, separate, online community, introvert, 666. Okay, and this is a 6 as well. So for some of you, you might be seeing 666 a lot. No, it's not the devil's number, you guys. Okay, in numerology, this is the most balanced number that there is. I feel like there is a change in your 6th house. For some of you, you're having this eclipse in maybe your money houses, which are the 2nd, the 6th, and the 11th. It can also be happening in your 7th with the lovers here, but it can also be heavy on the 6th house. Again, you might be switching jobs. You might be changing jobs. You might be changing your home. It feels really good. It feels like you're leaving something to do something that is more in alignment with your heart space, something that is more in alignment with your passion. I feel for some of you, you might be starting a community, an online community, or you're doing something new online, and it's going to bring in good revenue. Okay, pile number 1. Words of abundance. So I do feel like during this eclipse, especially because eclipses do tend to bring a lot of changes, and whenever we're talking about changes in regards to our money, our stability, our resources, those can be frightening. Let's just be honest. Fear of the unknown is one of the biggest fears that we have as humans. And so I feel like here, words of abundance will be really helpful. Words of affirmation, especially when you're going through changes. Because when we're building something, right, it takes a lot of hard work. It's giving me Saturn energy where you have to put in a lot of hard work first before you can reap the results. For some of you, this eclipse will reap the results for you because you've been doing this for a long time already. So it says, you have the ability to instantly manifest abundance by choosing powerfully positive words. Always describe your own and the world's economic situation in loving and optimistic terms, and that is what you attract for yourself and others. So again, a lot of creativity, a lot of freedom. Again, with a child here, I do see new beginnings in the Fool. There's something new here. 616 might be significant for some of you. Okay, so a closed door means it won't lead you to where you want to be. This is my deck. I do feel like this eclipse might close something out. Okay, might close something out, or you will be closing this door. You might be taking that leap of faith. You might be making this decision. And I feel like it's important, like I said, because during the time of change, we can forget that change is not always negative. It's always positive. But sometimes when we're going through it, it's difficult for us to remember that. But during this eclipse, like I said, there might be a door, something closes here. Either because you did it or spirit did it, but regardless, that door needed to close because it wasn't going to take you to where you want to be. And I feel like you want to be at the King of Pentacles, which is stability, which is being financially safe, having more than enough, right? Maybe having a loving, beautiful community for some of you with the Lovers and the Introvert card here. For some of you, this eclipse might push you to be a little bit more Uranian with the Fool, because I feel like you tend to be very introvert, pile number 1. And I feel like this eclipse is like, no, we're going to give you a little push to kind of be out there a bit more. And then we have another 6. That is freaking crazy. 6666. Letting go, trust, consideration, and expansion. Yes, this eclipse is going to push you to expand your business, expand your mindset when it comes to your resources, when it comes to, if you're having any hangups when it comes to your money or any beliefs around scarcity beliefs, you're letting that go. Like you're letting that go. That is beautiful. And surrender to the change, surrender to the flow, even though it can be a little chaotic with this Uranus energy there. And then we have Pandora's Gift. This card came out today on Insta. I always say this, if you guys don't follow me there, you guys should. When I'm not posting here, I'm on Insta. And this is like a mask is being removed. This is you tapping into a gift, a talent that you didn't know you had. Okay, you putting on a new role as well, or a new hat as well. It's like you're doing something different, but this is something that you're good at, something that you love, something that you're passionate about. But I feel like something else needs to close with 4 and 5 being 9. And I feel like because it's Pandora's gift, we don't know what can come out of Pandora's box, right? Kind of thing. I feel like this is where words of abundance, words of affirmation will be really good for you guys. Because I feel like whatever this is, it kind of feels like a surprise, to be honest here. I'm going to pull some cards from the Hustle deck here. Let's see. That career is waiting on you. Yes, I feel like for many of you, you're the one that's going to initiate this change. And for some of you, you might have already been doing this, like mentally, probably mentally preparing. If you're like me, you're someone who needs to mentally prepare way in advance before we make the physical changes. So I feel like you guys are very similar in that sense, and that's why I feel like for those who I was saying, like, it's been a long time coming. I feel like this eclipse is like that final push of like, look, that career, that thing that you want, that business, that idea, that goal, that vision, that dream is there. It's just waiting for you. And I see you initiating. I see you initiating it. But that is what I have for you, pile number one. Thank you so much. It was an honor to read for you. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Bye. Pile number two. In the intro, I forgot to mention, if you're having the eclipse in the second house, we're looking at your resources. We're looking at how money comes in, how you make your money. We're also looking at what you find value in and your self-worth. So those are kind of themes that this eclipse will be touching on if it's happening in your second house. I just wanted to kind of like mention that in every pile because I did forget the second house in the intro portion of it. But let's get started. Let's see, what is this eclipse bringing in? What big change? Oof, the Emperor. So for some of you, you're having your eclipse either in the 10th house, 4th house. This eclipse is putting you in a position of power. I'm seeing some type of raise. I'm seeing some type of promotion. I'm getting like a round of applause. I don't know who you are, but I'm getting a round of applause. I'm getting a big congratulations is in order for pile number two. I am seeing an increase of flow of abundance, of money, of opportunity coming in. I am seeing here as well, I'm getting keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, okay? I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're tired. The Emperor carries a lot of weight on their shoulders. They are the Emperor at the end of the day, but they do it quite well. Make sure that you're checking in with your emotions because the Emperor tends to be very logical and very rational and, you know, like structure, likes to strategize things with, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You might be someone who's very comfortable in your masculine energy. This eclipse might actually be beneficial if you are in this masculine energy. You might need to plan things out. You might need to strategize a lot of things here. You might need to as well delegate, and I keep hearing like leadership role. Like you stand in your power, reminding yourself that you are the Emperor of your life, regardless of gender here, pile number two. Oof, Temperance. Two major arcanas. I will say this is going to be a big eclipse, like it's gonna have a big impact in the way you see power, the way you see authority as well. With Temperance, there's a lot of healing of your own inner power, healing of your own inner divine masculine. I'm also seeing here with Temperance, because here in the Temperance card we see this beautiful woman and she has many hands, right? Many arms. And so this is telling me like you're gonna have a lot going on. I mean, the pressure is on. I am getting that pile number two. There's a lot going on and she's doing it gracefully. She's doing it in this beautiful balance of masculine and feminine energy. I feel that during this time in this eclipse, there's a need for you to, like I said, connect with your emotions, but also make sure that we're doing things in moderation, okay? That we're not overdoing things. Yes, you're fantastic at what you do. You are the Emperor. You can multitask. Great. But also make sure that you're checking in. This has been a topic that has been coming up. It came up on Insta as well. Like always, if you don't follow me there, I'm posting on a daily, Monday through Friday over on Insta. But like, I feel like taking the middle path, okay? Taking the middle path here, it will be important for you during this eclipse. You got Temperance twice. Pile number 2. Okay. I feel like we're tempering. Okay, for some of you, you are dealing with a father or with a masculine energy here. And I do feel that patience will be needed here. Because I do, with temperance, I'm getting this energy of kind of like, what is it called? When you have to like move away from something that you plan. It's like a lot of adjustments. That's the word. I see a lot of adjustments happening because the emperor can be very dominating, right? The emperor can be someone who loves to be in control. And I feel like in this eclipse, there won't be a lot of control. I feel like spirit is taking control here with the 2 temperance cards that are showing up. So work with the energy of temperance. How can you do that? If you have a tarot deck, meditate, sit with the energy, maybe look it up in books or in online. This is Sagittarian energy, which also tells me that there's a lot of expansion and there's a lot of growth. It's like you're going on a new direction. But temperance also talks about learning, right? It rules the 9th house. So, being the teacher as well is important here. It's like spirit is saying you're going to be going back and forth between being a student and being a teacher and finding the balance between that. I feel like you're going to be making big decisions just because you're going to have this authoritarian archetype. But I do see that it will lead to a lot of expansion and a lot of growth for you. The temperance card also tells me that you went through the death card already. So for some of you, you have been going through this transformation for a while, and this eclipse is kind of like the aftermath of that. Because temperance, again, it's an integration. An integration of 2 vessels, right? Usually we see an angel kind of pouring from one cup in another cup. It's like finding a balance between structures. It's like you're integrating different things all at the same time. And spirit is like, okay, yeah, you're the emperor. How are we going to integrate this? How are we going to balance this out? So you're going to be doing a balancing act. If I can give you a title for this eclipse, is the balancing act. I feel like at the same time, you will be doing a lot of purification. You're receiving a lot of downloads too, with temperance repeating itself twice. It's like you're integrating a lot of information, or you're being thrown a lot of information, and it's kind of like, oh, okay, now what do I do with this? How do I integrate this? There's a lot of redirection on your path, okay? It's like, again, the emperor's like, oh, I have this all planned, and temperance twice is like, well, do you really? Because now we're going to throw this curveball and this other curveball. But I see you handling it quite well. We'll see what the other cards say, but I see you doing it with such grace. Yes, I see you being put in a position of power, but here's the thing, 4 and 4. Here is the catch. Pile number 2. The catch is that we do not just stay in our pride, okay? To not be stubborn, to not let ego get in the way, and to go with the flow with spirit, because going with the flow is what's going to get us to this place. Got it? Like I told you, because I feel like through the fluctuation or through the changes that come up like unexpectedly, I feel like they're not drastic like the Tower, because temperance lets me know, like, you're gonna have more than enough time if you center yourself, if you go within to balance these changes out. It's gonna lead you to a lot of abundance. And I feel like this in itself is shifting your mindset towards money, because spirit is saying if you want to be an emperor, if you want to be in this position and carrying the crown, then you got to know we're going to deal with this type of energy always. Life isn't just a single easy flat path. There's ups and downs on the path, and it's how we handle that. And you know what, I have a quote here that it was given to us by our instructor, and it says, how do how you decide to lead is a testament to your integrity. Let me repeat that again because I was butchering that. How you decide to lead is a testament to your integrity. And I feel like this is what's going on. How do you lead in these times of changes? How do you lead when there's things coming up for you? Like, are you doing it gracefully? Are you doing it from a place of compassion, which is temperance? Are you doing it from a place of patience? Or are we doing it from a place of ego and pride and anger? Like, how are we leading here? Pile number 2. It says, if you think of your abundance as something that happens in the future, then it will always be one day away from you. See, feel, think, and speak of abundance as something you already have in the present moment, and that is what you will experience. Here's your sign that all is well. Here's your sign that no matter what's going on, no matter what it is that you're integrating, it's 4 vessels, this is your sign that all is okay. Because you are the emperor. You will be able to handle it. It's just about how we're leading. That's all. And then we have here uncover, nostalgia, memory. Yeah, there's something here that you're uncovering. Maybe it's because, these changes are triggering something within you. Maybe they're triggering a not so pleasant moment in your life, but it will also help you uncover your power. It will also help you uncover your role as a leader, and the role that you will be taking. And then we have what is already with you, number 17, which is the Star card. Focusing on what is already with you, right? Especially when we're going through changes, it's so easy to get focused on what we don't have, on what we're missing, on what could I have done better. Not getting caught up in that and being present on your journey is going to be very important for you, pile number 2. I feel like this is, again, very powerful energy. Because I feel like where you're going, pile number 2, you're going to big places, regardless of what it is that you do. You are an emperor. You were born an emperor. And I feel like it's like you're learning how are we going to use that emperor energy? How are we going to use it? How are we going to lead? How are we going to show up? Power couples, for some of you, it is working with maybe another person. And again, how are we leading together? Is ego getting in the way? Is pride getting in the way? Do I always want to be right? Do I always want to have control? And we have wealthy woman, rich bitch, hustler, provider. Like I said, you're going big places here. You're going big places, pile number 2. Going to big places. If you're making any type of contracts, be very careful. Pile number 2, I don't know why that's coming up. Be very careful who you're making deals with. Okay? Make sure everything is in writing. Make sure everything is clear. Let's see. Be careful who you're exchanging ideas with and energy with. Move slow. Temperance here. You don't need to rush. Be smart about it. But that is what I have for you, pile number 2. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. It is 11:11 a.m. on my clock right now. So this is an important message. So we're going to be looking at what big change is this eclipse bringing in, or what is the next big change? Whoa. What the hell was that? I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, yeah. You guys need to listen to this message. That was loud. Sorry to all of you who are wearing AirPods. I don't know why my computer is in silence. My phone is in silence. I don't know what happened. But I think that's a confirmation for someone on the other side of the screen that maybe needed to hear that. I feel like this is a big change. This is a big transformation that you're going to go through. Okay, what I forgot to mention in the intro was what happens with the eclipse is hitting your second house. We're looking at your money. We're looking at how you make your money. Where is your resources coming from? What is it that you value? What is it that you see worthy? What are your talents? The second house, to me, is all about those talents that you were born with, that nobody can teach you because they are yours, and that is of value, right? So with that being said, the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I forgot to mention the second house in the intro. But let's have a look here. Let's see. What is this eclipse bringing in? Okay, 9 of Swords. working through your fears. You guys are always you guys are always my most like spiritually heavy pile, which I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You guys might have a lot of Scorpio natally, a lot of Pluto in your chart, a Slatia in your chart. What else do we have here? I feel like this eclipse is helping you. I'm getting like face your fears, pile number 3. I am not going to, because I'm like a nicer way to say it. No, you're facing your fears. There's a big fear here that you are going to face that I feel like you're expecting it to be a lot more scary than what it is. But we can see here that this is a human, but she's picturing like a whole like a skull here, right? Like something that is bigger than her. But in reality, with the 9 of Swords, this tells me that this are fears that, you know, in some way they're not based on facts. Okay, they're not based on like actual things in your life, or they won't be as bad as you think they will be, pile number 3. So expect big changes here with the Death card and the 9 of Swords. But I do feel like you will be ending and closing out a lot of fears that at some point were holding you back. Yeah, these are deep spiritual lessons that you are learning with the Hierophant here. But I'm also seeing this because they want you to also remind yourself that you are a bridge to spirit with the Hierophant card. And in those moments of fear, in those moments where you might feel paralyzed by your fear, that spirit can help you. For some of you, there's fears about commitment coming up or that you're going to be working through. For others of you, there are fears about school, the Hierophant, about some type of institution as well. It's like big changes because it being number 5 and 13, these are big changes, big shifts that you're going through, pile number 3. It's like you're looking at your pillars, and are your pillars stable? And if they are not, you know, what are the fears that are holding you back from having this stable pillars? So for some of you, for example, let's say you're moving into a new home, you're moving into a new apartment, you're moving into, or you're buying your car. Again, that's you facing maybe your fear of being like, oh my God, can I commit to, if you're buying a house, we're talking about 30 years here in the States, right? If you're buying a car, you're talking about 36 months or 72 months. I don't even know, you guys. Regardless, it's a commitment. And I feel like for some of you, you're facing that fear. And the only way to face it would be like, for example, you purchasing your home, purchasing your car. Knowing that you are taken care of, that your needs will always be met. But there is this kind of like fear. There's this lingering fear with the 9 of Swords. Yes, and it's this energy of like, can I care for this? Can I do this? For some of you, it's with children. Maybe you're starting your own family, or maybe you're buying a home or a car for your family. Can I support this? Exactly. Can I, you know, will I have the means to take care of this, of this car, of this home, or of this beautiful child, right? It's not like something we can go and return it and that's it, you know? It's safe for you to receive. Yeah, for some of you, I feel like it's like you're getting an opportunity to make a big purchase or a big financial move, because we're talking about the 8th house, and you might be kind of like doing this with someone else here, because the 8th house is other people's money. So for some of you, this is happening in the 9th, and the 8th, or the 5th house, which again is children here. But I do feel here that, especially if you're dealing with someone else's money, it might be a little bit hard, right? If you're like, okay, yes, I can do this, but can this other person also keep up their side of the responsibilities, for example? And for some of you, you might be working through those fears of like, you might become the breadwinner of your home, or, you know, it does feel a little bit of pressure here. I'm not gonna lie. But the card says, the more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. Like I said with the Hierophant, reminding yourself that you are the bridge, that you are this manifester, that you can manifest the resources that you need. And for some of you might be investing in a new project. I'm seeing the baby as like a new project, a new idea. Okay, something with your community, with the Hierophant being there as well. But again, it does indicate and it does imply that it will require some type of commitment here with the Hierophant. And I feel like this is where the fear is coming from, pile number 3. It's like this commitment of like, can I do it? Can I do it? Will I be okay? You know, especially when we're talking about big things. Like I said, the example of the house, the apartment, especially when there's a contract involved here. A car, what else? Something like maybe going back to school, something like this. Whatever receives your attention will flourish. And this is what this eclipse is teaching you. If you're focusing on the 9 of Swords, then this is what we're manifesting. You know, and that doesn't mean spiritual bypassing, ignoring our fears. Absolutely not. But not dwelling in them. You know, doing positive affirmations, doing the work behind your fears, sitting with your fears for a little bit and seeing like, okay, this makes sense. If this happens, I can do this, I can do that, you know? Reminding yourself that you have more power and that your mind works for you and not the other way around. And then we have number 1 is shelter, spiritual growth, revival, accountability, and healing. Yes, like I said, it's like you're taking accountability, but I'm seeing it more as like responsibility. You're like, okay, can I take on this responsibility? And it can be maybe starting a family. It can be maybe, like I said, buying your new home. It's going to look different for everybody, but these are like the most, I feel like, general examples I can give. But I feel like you have to be your own shelter here because you're on a new beginning with the number 1 being there. I feel like you are, but it's your fears that are getting in the way. And this eclipse is kind of like the curtain that is being removed to show you that your fears aren't as bad as what you were thinking. Yeah, inspiration, because I feel like they have been getting in the way of your inspiration. They have been getting in the way of your ideas. You might have a tattoo of bees, of hearts. I'm also seeing that. I'm also seeing maybe even a skull. Again, she's holding a baby, but here they're happy, the couple, right? And here they look a little distressed. So again, this might be something that you're doing with someone else. Yeah, for some of you might be seeing a lot of bees, a lot of butterflies. You might have tattoos of those. But again, the honeycomb reminds me of community. Like there's something here that you're doing for your community, or you're providing them shelter for your community in some way. But it's kind of like this eclipse is like, okay, well, how do you deal with your fears? How do you deal with your own insecurities? So then you can guide others, right? That's an example. Because I feel for many of you, you're very creative, but I feel like there are certain fears here that get in the way. And I feel like this eclipse is going to show you that these fears, some of them are unrealistic. And others of them, they are, but they have like, you know, a way out. Like you're capable of working through these fears. We have here, for some of you, it can also be a fear of working with someone else because you're afraid of being taken advantage of. But I feel like this eclipse is wanting you to know that it's time for you to level up. Yeah, because we have divine blessings, a gift from the universe. I feel like Spirit is gifting you something, but I feel like through this gift, it's like triggering these fears. Okay, so these fears will come up because of this blessing or this new path that opens up or this contract that comes your way. It's like that's going to be the catalyst to kind of showcase what your fears are and for you to work through them. Because I do feel here with the baby, it's like it's something new, it's something beautiful. I feel like it is, and they want you to know that, you know, you are safe with the shelter card here. I feel like leaning into your divine feminine energy with the number 3 inspiration card here will be really helpful, just because, you know, it's all about being in flow. Yeah, it's all about being in flow. I feel like for a lot of you, whatever this opportunity is going to help you cultivate your skills. And then we have put them ideas to work. Yeah, there's something here that I feel like you're ready for, but it's these fears that were holding you back, and you're going to be working through them. That's all, pile number 3. And I know that's easier said than done. Living it up, you made it. Yeah, like I said, you're ready. You're ready for this level up. You're ready for the next step in your career, in your relationship maybe, to take more responsibility, to be more committed to your dreams, your goals, or to that which you want to buy. But that is what I have for you, pile number 3. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Bye.